You're welcome to the Economy and Politics Show. I'm Otto Abaseko. The electoral system of any nation plays a key role in determining the destiny of that entity. In this edition, we begin a countdown to the general elections in 2015, which promises to be full of intrigues as it is critical to the sustainability of Nigeria. Last week, the Independent National Electoral Commission concluded its exercise on the permanent voters card collection and the continuous voters registration. The exercise, which began 7 to 9 phase 3 in Lagos and 12 other states, concluded with the CVR, which closing today. In this particular edition, I had to go to Adeturu Adelaja polling unit in Magodo phase 2. In Kosofe local government, one of the 11 local governments that have been earmarked for the PVC and CVR. Remember that the Independent National Electoral Commission said that the 20 local governments wouldn't be captured initially. They were going to start with 11, and then this final phase, which is coming up ending of this month, would have the additional 9 local governments covered in the PVC and CVR. And so Magodo phase 2 falls under Kosofe local government, and Adeturu Adelaja is one of the polling units. There have been complaints about the logistics, the preparedness of INEC, considering the fact that Nigerians are showing participation compared to their apathy in the past elections. You could see down the eagerness of Nigerians to vote, and the first level of voting is for you to get your voter's card, get registered, and then, of course, get your voter's card. And so this process has been described as rigorous by many. There have been complaints. And so in this experience, I met some of the residents who shared how long it took for them to get their permanent voter's card, the whole process of going to register, and of course from this episode we will look at lessons and key points to take from this experience.
Yeah, it's been so peaceful and there's a lot of crowds and every day people keep coming and it's a little bit of all things.
So how long did it take you to get your PVC?
Like 5 hours.
5 hours?
Yesterday, yeah.
I haven't got it. I have been here for 3 days ago. I didn't get it since 3 days ago.
They said the permanent voter card for Adeturu Adelaja is not unlikely to be part of those 1.4 million that was missing. So we are now re-registering. And they said we should come tomorrow and collect the slip. So we are more or less now a fresh starter. We expected the INEC people on Friday last week, as announced on the television and radio. None of them came in, even up till this Monday. So they are just coming in this Wednesday. And the registration along Adeturu Adelaja is just starting for both the old and the new.
Yeah.
So far, it's peaceful. And Bola Shodipo came in and he has ordered for some canopies and some chairs to make life comfortable for the people. I think the people in the environment, they are quite decent and they are quite orderly. I'm of the belief that everything will go on quite well. But unfortunately, we don't have good government. The voter registration should be a daily affair because each day everybody attains the age of 18 and then they should be able to get registered. And the earlier they get their records straight, the better. One of the things we need to do in this country is to get the population right. Let everybody has his own national number, which will form the voter's card number and should be the passport number. That is what is happening in Ghana and most advanced countries. There is no reason why we should be given excuses for failure. Our government, they are disappointing us, and they need to sit tight.
Considering the past gubernatorial elections held in Edo, Anambra, Osun, and Ekiti, we can say that INEC have performed creditably well and have proven themselves capable of conducting elections. But as we approach the general elections, the issue of logistics and ensuring that this permanent voters card collection and continuous voters registration exercise becomes seamless and effective is critical. And looking at what the voters had to say and considering the various complaints, I believe that there's a lot of work for INEC to do to ensure that no Nigerian is disenfranchised, because that would not be very good for the elections coming up. I must also say that in our fact-checking, one of the processes that INEC has provided as a way of people to get their permanent voters card. Those that couldn't go through the exercise is commendable. The fact-checking is that you send a text to a code. What you do is you text INEC, you leave a space and put the state of your registration, say Lagos in this case, and you leave a space, put your surname, leave a space, and put the last 5 digits of your VIN, if you have your VIN, to collect your permanent voter's card, and send to the code 20120. I tried it myself because I registered in Lagos and voted in the last election, and I got a notification. And of course, that notification showed that I could collect my permanent voter's card. And making the call to the hotline of the Independent National Electoral Commission, you can collect your permanent voter's card at the closest local government to you. There's an INEC desk there, and you just go and present your details and information. Of course, looking at it, they'll be able to give you your permanent voter's card. I believe that's a good innovation from INEC to ease the challenge of getting permanent voter's card. For the CVR process, I will describe it as rigorous from what I saw in this polling unit, and of course from the reports from various other polling units in Lagos. And I believe that the Independent National Electoral Commission has a task to engage all stakeholders to ensure that this process, as we go into the final stages and we prepare for elections, we will not have, like I earlier raised the case of disenfranchisement, but people losing confidence in the capability of INEC conducting a credible election. I believe that when these issues are properly handled and logistics are properly given value, then in 2015, February 14, we will go and vote and be assured that our votes count. There's been this pessimism of voting, but I believe this time it will count as INEC takes into cognizance the various outcomes of the experiences, not just in Lagos, but in other states, as I mentioned, 12 other states like Kano, Ogun State, and Imo, where simultaneously there was the PVC collection and the CVR exercise. And so, noting this, I want to assure you that from subsequent editions, we will be having incisive discourse on the political process and preparation for the elections. This is the season, and everything, political economy, socio-political space, will revolve around what will happen in the elections. Even the market, investments, everything will be revolving around this period between now and February elections. So just keep tight as we give you incisive discourse in our subsequent editions. And that will be all for this edition of the Economy and Politics Show. You can join us on our website, www.webtvng.com, as we give you incisive analysis on the political economy space. And also visit our Facebook and social media handle, Twitter, where you get more interactions. Keep sending your interactions on your questions for the INEC, PVC, and CVR process, as we would in the next edition also discuss these issues. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day.